Hello, beautiful people of the world. In this video, we are going to talk about the 5 key things to help overcome depression. Number 1 is to help regain back your energy. A lot of times when you feel depressed or when depression comes, we often don't feel the desire or the want to do anything, let alone have the energy to get out of bed or just simply do anything because nothing excites us or it doesn't give enough meaning, or even if it does, we just don't have the energy to do or move about. One of the questions we should be asking is, what type of energy do we want to have? So ideally, the type of energy we want is to have a pure, bright, strong, big and healthy energy. The next question you want to ask is where and why we lose our energy. Many times we don't even realize that we leak out our energy, we leak out our inner power. We have to plug in those holes that we are leaking energy from. Many times we don't even realize. Like, for instance, when we go to work or school, somebody there who is a bully, who is just getting in your case all the time, or just giving you a hard time, creating all kinds of drama, and it creates a lot of stress and anxiety that takes energy away from you. And these are the things that we are not often aware of. We just try to survive in that moment, and that takes energy away from us. Not all stress is bad, because stress can be a driving force as well to help generate energy. But in a lot of cases when it comes to depression, there's just too much of the taking of energy, too much of leaking, or someone else siphoning your energy away from you. So we have to figure out how to protect yourself from environments or situations or even people that are energy vampires. Sometimes we ask ourselves, are we even unknowingly being an energy vampire, where because we're losing energy, we suck it out of other people? So that's another topic that I will be talking about in upcoming videos. And if you like videos like these, like, comment, and subscribe. Another thing about losing energy is many times we don't realize that we give it away and not leave anything behind for ourselves. So there has to be some sort of boundaries, learning how to manage and to utilize and to generate your own energy. One other important question we need to ask is, how do we regain the energy? The reason why I started with the where and the why is because even if we know how to regain energy, if we don't know how to plug in the leaks or plug in the holes, or even us creating the holes, it's like a car where if there's a leak in your fuel tank, no matter how much you put in fuel into your tank, you're still leaking gas. The same thing with energy. No matter how much you know how to generate energy, if you don't know where the leak is, if you don't know that it's leaking, then you will just simply lose energy very, very quickly. We have the capacity to generate energy. We get energy from eating food that converts into ADP, adenosine triphosphate, and it converts in our body for us to have the energy to do things in life. It's like being in a car and you need gas for the car to keep going. So if our body is a car, we need to refuel. We need to stop first and refuel. It's very important how you do that. How are we able to productively generate energy within ourselves? It's not just about food. Our body consists of the physical, the emotional, mental, and the spiritual. So we need to put fuel in all of those aspects. So on to how to regain our energy. As humans, we have the gift to be able to generate energy or manifest it. There's many ways, but one of the ways I want to share for today is being grounded. What does being grounded mean? It means that having a strong foundation, foot in the ground, and so you don't fly away. Like disappear from, like be in different places, not knowing where to go, what to do. So you need to be grounded. One of the best ways to do that is to be around Mother Nature. Smell fresh air, go to the trees, sit down and meditate, have some sort of reflection, just the beauty in your surroundings. I don't know why, but I've got these the thoughts of mosquito in my head because every time I go to when I go hiking during the summer, mosquitoes absolutely love me. So just wear protection if you have to. But that came up in my mind, which I thought was very funny. There are many ways for you to mitigate mosquitoes not biting you. So grounding with Mother Nature, it's not just in the mountains. You can also go to the beach, put your feet in the sand, feel how good that feels. We need to be grounded and get our energy back together. I would go to the beach and just bury my feet in the sand, and it's warmer than the air around you, and just stay there and just listen to the breeze. Because once you catch the moment of feeling good, feeling peace, hold on to it. If you lose it, just keep trying until you can stay in that moment a lot longer, and you'll soon feel that you'll feel better. You feel more grounded. You don't feel like you're floating around in somewhere that is not very clear. So you want to be able to be in that space of clarity and peace. So being grounded is one of the best ways to help regain your energy. Number 2 is to find hope and the will to come out of this situation, because it's not always going to be like this. Universal law speaks that life lessons keep coming into our life until we grow from it, we learn from it, we master it. This is just a stepping off point for us. And when you do, then you know already how to get out of it. You've already mastered it. So things like that, whenever it comes in your life, once you master it, you don't even think about it because it wouldn't bother you anymore. So in the clear healing method, we will also cover the will part of the body. And the will part of the body comes from the solar plexus. That's for another video. But let me just give you a quick overview. The will, or the solar plexus, actually resides in your middle part of your body. It's like the upper abdomen. That's where the solar plexus lies. So if you feel your solar plexus, if you feel it being tight, that's one of the reasons that it's very hard for us to have that will. So you want to develop that will, and there's many ways for you to help release whatever's blocking you in that section. Hope has something to do with your mind, and your mind can manifest whatever it is you feel in your body. If your mind feels good, your body feels good. But again, at the same time, if your body feels good, your mind feels good. So there's that interconnection. But many times there is the power of mind over matter. That's why we hear that phrase, mind over matter. Because although it's not quantifiable, we can't see it, we know that is true to some degree. We cannot explain everything that's happening, but it just happens. So in recovering our hope and healing and our will, we need to address our negative thoughts. One of the ways to help get that will strong, to keep going and to keep fighting, is, we talked about it in number 1, which is to regain our energy. And the second one is also power of your mind. We feel hope, we feel love. These are the things you can't quantify or easily explain, but it's there. What matters most is the results, or what works for you. Which brings us to number 3. Number 3 is to figure out what works for you. What coping mechanism you can do to help overcome your depression. What might work for you may not work for others, and what might work for me may not work for you. You have your own process, and figuring out what works is what really matters. Whether or not you can explain it, it's what works that matters the most. Number 4, which is really super important, the most important of all in my opinion, is to find out the source of your depression. Many times we think it's just the situation that we're in, but more often than not, from my experience with people I've worked with, it's often not what you think. Your reason for being depressed is usually not just the only reason, or predominantly not the root cause. There's many different sources of depression. It could be physical or chemical, like if you've had some brain injury, that certain parts of your brain is perhaps not creating certain chemicals that make you feel hopeful or feel love or feel good, and maybe cause you to feel more pain. Could be hormone imbalances. You might need some surgery. Speaking of surgery, we're going to talk about also in another video coping with pain after surgery. So the source could come from many different things. Again, that could be from physical or chemical imbalances. That could be trauma, both physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual trauma. So trauma could include your illnesses, disability, your accidents, or even your relationships. PTSD could be anxiety. It could also come from karma. It could be karmic relationships, whatever karma your family or generations of your family tree have passed on to you that you need to heal. Otherwise, that will get passed on to future generations. Whatever it is you've done in the past may catch up to you. That could be a form of karma. Another is also your environment, your relational environment and your physical environment. So relational environment is your family, your friends, the society you live in, the country you live in, the culture and the traditions and the religions. And your workplace could be where you live. Are you living in the city, the lifestyle in the city? Or are you living in a country? What kind of work do you do? What kind of life are you leading? What kind of family dynamics do you have? What you may be feeling right now could just possibly be a trigger. Whatever the source you think it may be, more often than not, that is not the only reason. And most often than not, that is probably not the real reason as to where that's coming from. So if we don't nip that in the bud, the real story behind, or the real reason behind what you're feeling, then there's a high possibility that there is that pattern or go-to place of depression. Because if we don't address and heal the real source, then most likely we are gonna keep repeating that habit or pattern until we learn how to understand, find ways, and to heal that part of our life. And number 5 is to develop trust within ourselves. Now you might think, oh yes, I trust myself to some degree, but what I'm talking about is really having that healthy relationship with yourself. I am also talking about self-love, self-care, and self-actualization. This covers also strengthening your mind and the way we think. Whether or not something is healthy for us, the information that we are receiving is the truth. So we have to, again, be grounded in the truth, in our truth. So really get to know more yourself and really trust your divinity. Trust who you are, because that is the source of your power. So developing trust, developing your intuition, developing your inner truth, your inner peace, those kinds of things can create healthy relationships, learning boundaries, both personal and professional. We're often very good at having professional boundaries, but on a personal level, we're really not taught how to do that. Developing your trust within yourself is super important because it creates that inner compass. You want to develop that consciousness within you because, again, that is the source of your power. In a car, that's like your engine. So you want to be able to strengthen the engine of your car because that will help you go places. And one of the ways to do that is to develop your trust, develop your will, and have hope and heal all the parts that you feel are blocking you or holding you back from living the life that you want. So just a recap of the 5 key points. Number 1 is to regain energy. Number 2 is find hope and develop the will to keep going. Number 3 is to find what works for you. Create results. Number 4 is the most important, which is heal from the source. Find out what the source is and heal from there. And then number 5, strengthen your mind and develop trust within yourself. So doing these things will help you regain your personal power, your inner truth, so that you have the energy, you have the will, you have the trust, and believe that you can create the life that you want, and you can live the dream that you want. You can do this, and I believe in you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.